Hello and welcome to I Want to Grow, and I Want to Grow is all about that. It's about our growth, and everybody wants to grow. But with our guests, you've heard me say this time and time again, it's not about their growth, it's about them helping others grow. It's wonderful to have you here. Please tell us a little bit more and that pronunciation of your name so I can let everybody know exactly how to pronounce it.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, first of all, having me over here for this show. So about my name, I know it's pretty difficult. It's said Manjulakshmi. In India, it means beautiful and luxurious.
And that's who you are. But,
Yeah,
but you're saying that. How did your mum and your father know to call you this? Because this is exactly who you are.
Yeah, it's a long story. It's connected with lots of Indian words, and they wanted for a long time a girl child. And in India, it's said to be blessed with a girl child means to bless with wealth and everything. So I think so. He got his instincts and he just put the name, but it has been a blessing throughout.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Because it is a blessing, and I've watched your progress for quite some time now, and you just go from strength to strength to strength.
Thank you. It's actually a blessing, and the journey has never been easy. But of course, lots of things come, and for me, I believe that when something just appears in front of you, take that opportunity and just try to do it, even if it is going ahead or not. It's just fine, but just try, and maybe it becomes very great success.
I love the look. And I'm so glad that it was destined today, because I've got this wonderful look, and then we've chosen the screenshot behind you with the same colors, and it's just
Okay.
accentuating all your outfits. So so I'm saying all of these things. Now tell us what you do.
So I myself am a fashion designer. Of course, that's what you can see in the look. I started a long back, as a career in fashion. It was also a destiny. I was first going for engineering, and then somehow it took changes. VCU, Virginia University in Qatar, came during that time. And I was one of the persons who entered the university to see how amazing the university and what this whole world of fashion is giving out. So based on that, when I went back, I just switched my profession from the studying course from engineering to fashion. And as soon as I came back here, we were having some opportunities in VCU, and I started working with VCU as a continuing education instructor. So that's how actually I started my career as a teacher, as an instructor into fashion and sustainability. That was my first topic to teach in VCU.
But that journey, so how long have you been in Qatar?
I was born and brought up here in Qatar, so it has been like my second home country, of course. And I have been part of every growth in Qatar. Like, I have seen how the Qatar has amazingly changed through all these years, from a beautiful, vibrant nation to a more leader nations, I would say, in the whole of GCC, and even showing the world with FIFA World Cup over here. So it has been an amazing treat with Qatar, yes.
So how has Qatar helped you in your journey?
So, like I told you, once I took fashion, I came back and I started working with VCU. I got
VCU is?
Virginia Commonwealth University.
Just in case
Qatar.
anybody doesn't know that.
Yes, and that was my first growth in fashion. And I also had a job with Dr. Saif Al-Hajri, working for his sustainable projects like environmental studies and, connecting environment with schools and everything. So at one sort of time, I started connecting sustainability with fashion highly, because in those times it was very difficult even for the person to understand the meaning of the word sustainability. It was long back, maybe in 2006, 2007, and it was very new concept to Qatar. So this was a time when I also got a beautiful offer to do a wedding collection for a family here in Qatar. But we had some contractual reasons for which I was not allowed to expose the whole wedding collection. It was an amazing, thing to do. So that is when I decided that I will start my own a label, like a brand, and its name is Gil's Manjulakshmi. So Gil's is actually my mother's name, Gilsa, and I just combined because she has been all the inspiration throughout, like do whatever you would like to do. She has been backing up all the time. So I put her name on top, and we started with the brand. Then while running,
Okay.
yes.
So what was that like when you went to your mum and you said to her, this is the name of my brand?
Oh, she was very happy, more than happy. Like, she never expected me to put her name. She felt more responsible, so she started interfering a lot into my designs later, because she feels that it's her brand, so it has to be 100% responsible for the people who come to design with me. Yes.
Oh wow! So you've got a critic there and somebody that wants to.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. And so this started running successfully for the next 2 years. And I used to do it like very slowly, like just get the clients based. I used to work on their body proportions. And it's not like you just design for someone. We just analyze the character, what environment she's working in, what she loves, what she has gone through. So basically, it was wedding collections or something that she would, most of the clients would come to us. So we used to work with them, and it was more like getting connected with the people more than selling your designs.
How important do you think that is?
It's very important, because it's so many amazing stories you come up with, you learn from them. And even like when you work with them, maybe it takes 2 months of preparations sometimes if it is a wedding. And it really, like when it ends, it's like emotional. So it remains in their wardrobe like maybe for the whole lifetime. Like, even I have clients from past 10 years who have been calling me once or twice in a year, and they would explain the story. We would laugh over how it went through, and they still say, like, towards the end, I still have that piece, and it's like a treasure. So we feel happy, that we did something. We are part of their life journey.
But I can imagine if you've gone through all of that journey with them, to find out their likes and their dislikes and what's about them as individuals and what they work in and what they're interested in, to have that all into one fashion.
It's
event.
more like friends. We become a part, like families together. Sometimes we meet with their whole family, like mother, father, everyone. We sit together, and it's really fun.
Look, I've been told that sometimes if you want but what worries me now, you telling me this, is people say to me, if you want a good idea ruined, give it to a committee to decide on. So sometimes what you've just said to me, I can imagine all these people around the table, and I'm the groom, and even from the bride's perspective, oh my God, there's too many interferences.
Yes, too many voices come up, of course, but of course, bride is the star of the day finally.
Yeah.
So it's always her, her voice that we hear most. But sometimes it's like the bride also wants everyone to be a part of it, because it's one big thing in her life. And sometimes when you see finally, the tears come out of the mothers when sometimes the bride wears the dresses. So it's like everyone has been expecting and waiting for the day.
But that must be emotional for you and your team.
Not much. I literally feel proud. Feel proud, okay, that I brought that emotions out there. It's like a binding together again. So yes, and of course we are worried till the end, because sometimes it's like our designs come maybe 2 days or 3 days, fittings come before the wedding, and you have to be ready for any action to be taken. And it's only these 72 hours left for the wedding. Yeah, it's always a challenging aspect.
And I suppose it's kind of quite difficult also, so that this is going over a period of time, and if men start putting weight on, that must be, we've got to take it out a little, and you're like, what do you mean take it out? And they're trying to save themselves for that wedding day.
Yeah.
It must be quite difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult when they gain weight or lose weight. Sometimes to stress, this both can happen.
My word. Now, in saying this is where your journey started. This is where you started evolving as an individual. Did you have, because you're coming into a very competitive marketplace, in Qatar, maybe not. Maybe you're pushing the boundaries yourself. But was there stages that you had imposter syndrome where you thought to yourself, I'm not good enough?
Not exactly, because most of the designs which I told you create, we sit with the person, and every design is a new aspect. Of course, sometimes when they actually show me some designs which they love, we would not like to involve them, but maybe if they really, really want it, we would take some ideas out of it and we would create it for them. But when you said, I actually put this brand over there as an individual signature brand, and we started selling even out of Qatar. That was the most idea, or what we say, the time when I understood that it is really creating, effects in the market. So this is the time when I started feeling that in Qatar, not only in Qatar, in GCC, like lots of people come asking for designs for within 4 days time or 5 days time, you need something. And that too, it's not wedding. They would love to have something which is casual or going for a tea party or mostly celebrated in Ramadan, these types of things. And during that time, I was also doing a research on sustainable fabrics like linen and silk. And it is said in many scriptures in the region that Qatar's, the times of temperatures, everything is really suitable that the people wear here linen.
Yeah.
Okay, it has been said in histories and everything. So most of the people don't know much, and we started researching on these fabrics and its use, and we found out that no one in their outfits are using linen or silk. Because of the pattern, they think that it creates wrinkles, it's not comfortable, and they are not used to. So there's where when my Qatari partner comes up and we initiate an idea that we will start a brand.
Who is your Qatari?
Haifa Al Abdullah.
Oh my God.
She's the director of PSTP, yes.
Yeah.
You know her.
Yeah, of course. I'm a big fan of her, so I think that she's an incredible lady.
Yes, she's amazing. She is actually a great person who also gives the strength and confidence to the brand, because when we first introduced the linen into the market, it was not like, oh, go grab and catch and get your design out there. We had to create an awareness. We had to push the people to use it. So, but we had the blessing that whoever has tried it once, they keep returning back because they understood the value of the fabric and everything. And we have been creating this. So our first launch was in the Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week. So we were blessed with all these types of things, like getting the first launch correctly done in an amazing fashion show. Then we were the ones to showcase on the Oscar red carpet with Fatma Hassan al-Ramehi. So that dress was a very, very creative dress because we wanted sustainability and she wanted something of a fabric that is 100% comfortable, and it has to go for 12 hours because she said she will be surviving 12 hours in that whole event, and it cannot damage or do anything, and it has to be 100% comfortable. So we worked on it for nearly 1.5 months, creating the egg crate silk. And she was also doing a collaboration with jewelry brand Papillon. So they had a butterfly theme, which we had to bring it on the dress. And so when we created it, it was all that love, the fun, and that challenges, we wanted it together. And when she wore it on the red carpet, it was selected among the first 80 dresses, the best 80 dresses on the red carpet. It came out in all news and media, and we were so happy to receive that, and it still is one of the iconic pieces of Adima.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
but you keep on stepping forward. You don't seem to be slowing down. Every time I see you, there's something else that you're trying to achieve and trying to improve on.
Yes.
I came to one of your fashion shows, and I was quite taken back by how many people were there.
Thank
it's
you.
It's not that I don't believe in fashion. But you enticed me to come, and I was intrigued to go to one of these events. But it was really enjoyable.
Thank you. It's great to hear from you that. And I should say that show was also one of the things I still, like even last week I had messages from the people, like when is the next show coming up according to that.
And that's probably why you're one of the biggest reasons you're on the show today.
Thank you.
For the simple reason, it's about what you do for others' growth. And what you do for others, we've just said about the brides in kind of those areas where you do some special dresses for these events. But you're doing remarkable things for getting people onto the map when it comes to design, their first steps. Yes. And you're pushing that as much as possible when they're getting to show their items on collections.
So I will tell you, like once I was here in Qatar, I felt like being a designer is not only a sole reason, you have to do something for the community. And I told you, I love connecting with the people, and I like connecting with the designers. I have seen that so many of my other designers in Qatar, they are doing very well, good jobs. They are innovating, they are designing, and we should market them on a right platform. So I was one of the designers selected from the New York Fashion Week, first designers to showcase on the platform from Qatar in 2018. And once I started over there in 2019, I was offered a job in New York Fashion Week to get the Middle East platform into the New York Fashion Week. So I was so excited on that journey because I got the chance to showcase the first Qatari designers, Halians and Gada Al Bunain, over there on the New York platform. And since then, I have been working with lots of Middle East GCC designers, bringing their design. I do my own, of course, but I would love to have them as a companion on the journey. So it's good, it's a sharing of happiness. And the show which you attended, this was a cause because I was there for one of the events in Qatar. It's a CSR event created by Dr. Saif Al-Hajri and Jack Saba. And during this event, I came to meet Mariam Al-Sulaiti, who was a lady on wheelchair, and she's very well known here. She's an ambassador and doing a lot of community things over here. So when we sat together, she said, I want you to design a dress for me. And for me, okay, let's do it. She usually wears abayas. But then she started saying that there are so many things that you should focus on while you are designing for me. And that's first time when I realized that there is a lot of missing or a big gap where the industry has to come together to include everyone in fashion. Yeah, it should be celebrated together. So we started working, I just thought of this idea, like why don't we put a fashion show? We invite Qatari designers who would like to be a part of it, and we can curate some collections from the designers together, and maybe they will be more interested, like motivated to do further collections for everyone, like including everyone. It's not only for a wheelchair or anything, but everyone who can come. And that was well supported. And I also had a speaker from London Fashion Week. Her name was Samantha Bullock. She also does initiatives in fashion shows for disabled people. So we came together and we proposed this idea, and we did that in M7.
It was fantastic.
Yes. And I too didn't believe that these many people would come together, they will show up, because every time when I was inviting someone from the disabled community, they were a bit shy, because that's when I realized the second factor, that there is not much of the community events for them, and they are not used to going out, to express themselves. But through lots of support and through inviting, and then I found out fashion is a great entertainment and a great thing that they all love to explore.
Of course.
Yes. So this is one of the factors, I think. So like lots of people showed up for the event, and everyone was involved, and everyone, like I told you, everyone who came for hairstyling. There was a hairstyling salon, Sabit Akaya. There was a fashion illustrator, Noon Fashion Illustrator. Jewelry.
Yeah.
There was a jewelry designer, Detro. It's a Qatari brand. There was a fashion designer, Washi Line. We also put Adima on board for sustainable collections. We had a menswear collection there showcasing.
Yeah, of course you did.
Yes.
So
there were so many of them coming together when we proposed this idea. And it's after that, it has been really, really a very good response from the community.
Why are you not so focused purely on yourself and your brand?
Just like I told you, I believe that if there is a huge, healthy fashion community where it is healthy competition, it really marks a good journey together, and it really increases the people to come into fashion. Rather than me, just saying my brand, my stuff, and meeting some clients, that doesn't give you the advancement or, to uplift your maybe like energies or the soul upliftment which we feel. So when you do something together, even I love collaboration, so we collaborate with designers outside Qatar. Like I have been collaborating with some Russian designers recently.
Okay.
And we have put out a proposal where the designer will do some, because it was very amazing to find out, like I was recently there in the Kazan Economic Forum in Russia. And that is also an area where they do sell abayas. People do wear abayas. And it was very surprising to learn that aspect as a whole. And that is a whole nation. They really celebrate linen. And the linens were amazing. So we thought we will do a collaboration. And they are more welcoming. So we also thought we will put that over here as a brand. And it's going, international collaborations are working very good. So I feel like when two designers come together, or two creative minds together who think alike or who really like to support each other, it really is a brand.
Name some of those brands that you've been really pleased to see their growth.
In Qatar?
In Qatar.
Okay, so Harleans, of course, the ones who we took to the New York Fashion Week, 1309, the one in M7, is doing a great job. They are doing various creations. They have cutting studios, and I've seen them collaborating and doing some beautiful events together. Washi line, which I introduced here, she's having amazing collections. The most thing which I love about these brands are there is that they are very committed to creating and creating. Like, they are not stopping anywhere, and they don't get tired. They try to do some things new. There is also one brand named Vibe, because she was one of the sportswear brand who created a sportswear abaya. And this was a story from COVID, because if you remember, in COVID, people couldn't go outside to exercise. So like ladies who are wearing abayas, it was very tough for them. So she came up with this concept, and she was even awarded from Abu Dhabi for the best designer in GCC for sportswear. So it's a Qatari designer. So we are like looking into a future where innovations and fashions are going really loud from Qatar. The only thing they require is lots of platforms to exhibit and lots of maybe international approaches or global collaborations to work on.
That's what I was going to say to you was how does people do more?
Yes.
How do we do more? How do we support this ecosystem?
Okay, so I think so. Like in Qatar, mostly we have a good strength of designers, fashion designers, strong based and really strong foundations. They have to actually showcase on platforms like New York Fashion Week, London Fashion Week, where international buyers come, and they will get more chances to exhibit or get store locations outside Qatar. And this can increase the value, because when people start seeing that this is product from Qatar, made in Qatar, now itself everyone knows where is Qatar and what is Qatar. So when they see Qatar, it is like more, the branding comes on more. But it is one commitment the designers have to do, because they also have to push their brands outside. They have to commit to make a lot of collections. So for example, in Qatar, not only in Qatar, in whole GCC, the working of the seasons, of fashion seasons, is a bit different compared to the international one. We don't have a spring, summer and autumn, winter. We have more like Ramadan and something which is like a wedding season or a vacation resort season is there. So maybe we should put ourselves using a fashion week coming up, and then they should go internationally to all these fashions. So we are now bringing them. We are working with London Fashion Week now.
Are they good enough to compete on a global basis?
Oh wow, they are amazing.
We need to know about this.
So I will tell you, like in New York Fashion Week, when I first showcased in New York Fashion Week. So everyone has a myth idea. Okay, what is New York Fashion Week? There are dresses, evening gowns, wears. These are the designers who target. So for me, I also wanted to do something different. So I took actually the thobe of Qatar, and we redesigned it like with some crochet embroideries and everything for menswear. Okay, so this was just an experimental process, but just after the show, I had 2-3 influencers from New York, because for them this was a new idea, like a long shirt, like a maxi length shirt, and they haven't seen this costume out there. I had one of my the makeup artist. He's very well known. He works with lots of celebrities. He saw the beige, and he actually bought a beige from me, because he loved that, how it is with the golden trims. He didn't know about that wear till we exhibited or we showcased out there. So this is the same trend. Now in New York, there is a small community. I would say it's not small, it's good enough, that they are also reflecting on using abayas. Just like how kimonos became a streetwear fashion, ladies feel comfortable wearing abayas, but it has to be, of course, stylized in their perspective with colors, prints, and all this stuff. So this is there existing already. In London Fashion Week, they always welcome anything new that you have to style it up. So it's just putting out what you have in their language, in which way they can understand, and still your garments are out there and you become a big brand to sell enough, yes.
You, with all the stuff that you're doing, and I say this to quite a few of our guests, you can't have enough hours in the day. You can't have enough hours in the day with everything that you must be spinning, right?
Yes, that's true.
How do you manage your time?
So I do keep some of the weekdays completely free so that I can meet with people, just like how it happened today.
Exactly.
And some days, of course, I'm totally not available because since I'm working in the New York Fashion Week, I don't have to be there literally because I work in the Middle East region and analyzing designers. And it's like a research process. And sometimes when designers get selected, of course, I will have to be there at the seasons, like both the seasons. But that has been giving me a lot of time management I have to really work on because the timing between the zones is too different. So usually when it is night here is when their work starts over there.
Yes.
So that's how I do alternate days with them. And sometimes if it is a complete week work that is just before the shows and fashion weeks, it's like completely I do completely get myself out of all the community things here and I only focus on that work.
Going back over your life, when we talk about your life in the beginnings and how it all started, does it how's that feeling when you look at it where you were and where you are today? Did you believe that you could achieve everything that you've achieved?
No, to be true, no. I will tell you, I never, everyone says you should have a target, you should have an aim, you should have a motivating thing that you will reach that goal. But for me, more than goal, it was like how I can make most of myself and my career and my profession to be in a way that I can be proud of each moment I put it inside. So it was for me, every moment was valuable rather than getting to like what I can achieve in the next 5 years or 10 years. And I won't say I never dreamt. Of course, I have dreamt, like every designer, like you are a student out of the college, you dream. So it has been a dream in New York Fashion Week from the time I was out of the college. I used to tell to my friends and everyone used to think that was very far, a distant thing to do. And of course, when I came back to Qatar also, the scenario was not that supporting because if you look at that time, that is in 2006 or 7, it was like very in a developmental stage, like little brands coming up and people getting to know each other in fashion. So this was something like a process, but of course, at each turning point, I had the chance of meeting many people who really lifted me up. One, I would say, is Dr. Saif Al-Hajri, who actually gave me a good insight of the sustainable things, what you can do. I used to work on his projects completely different from fashion, but it was 100% sustainable. So he used to promote me then in VCUQ, actually Donald Early and Sandra Wilkins, who was at that time, they both have retired from Virginia University now. So they had given me a lot of insights and they even have motivated me in one way or the other. And just like my mother always says, just take what is in front of you and just try to do it. Maybe it's success but never worry about what happens later. Okay, you couldn't do it, it's nothing to worry. It's just a turning point for you, to think another direction.
So we're looking back and we're seeing where we are. What's the future in hold for you?
That's the most difficult question I get to answer in every, interview. That is, I now look forward more because now I do feel I have some things to do with the designers because sometimes you have some creative concepts in your mind and you really want to establish. So last year I started with one platform named as Curated by Gills. And in this platform, what we do is that the upcoming designers who are not well seen in the public or who haven't done good exposure, we pick them up according to their storyline, okay, like how they started the brand or maybe what that brand is actually selling through. And we started putting down curated events that we connect these people together with another networking people like buyers, the real target customers. It will be small shows, like it might be like a coffee walk show or like a people accommodating 100 people or, but it will be women, it will be the real persons who really wish to buy from that brand.
Yeah.
So we study on the customer, how they would like to buy, and we also study on the brands and we connect them. So it's not like any customer would come to that show. No, that customer who wears that type of stuff will be the ones who will be invited. And this way we have been seeing good growth because now we are also working with designers from Kuwait, from Saudi Arabia, from Oman.
Listen to you.
Yes, we are working them and we are bringing them overboard. We are going to have 3-4 shows and events starting from September. We are working on that because July and August is the best months to work on in Qatar. You have a calm season. And we are planning also for some shows in Paris and London with the Qatari designers. So yes, we are working on a lot together. So this one now
Just
it's in
say
the
those
bucket.
names again. Paris, London.
Yes, Paris and London. Because in Paris, we are planning to do a show together, showcasing some beautiful Gulf talents. And in London, we are also going to showcase in the London Fashion Week with some, again, story lines together. So we have some designers working on it. Of course, they have to prepare. So we have given them a timeline. They are making exclusive garments just for that fashion week so that they can also represent their brand and from Qatar.
They're not going to be resting over the over the holiday period. They're going to be hard at work.
Yeah, but that's the amazing thing. If you meet the designers, you just give them or a proposal or just a way they can initiate the things. They are more than interested. Like most of the designers here in Qatar are working ladies. They work like half the time in the morning in offices. They come back and they do the fashion designing. They have stores. Some have in-house stores. Some work with the tailors and collecting everyone together. So it's a process. It's a really time-consuming element. You have to get everything on time.
Qatar's relatively a small place, but it looks like there's going to be some big things coming out of Qatar from a designer perspective, right?
Yes. Of course, M7 itself is one big icon in GCC, the whole GCC. Like, who doesn't know what M7 is and how the initiatives are going on? So they really, we have so many things connected with fashion. Fashion Trust Arabia, that's also one part of Qatar that represents Qatar. So lots of things are, yes, of course, Qatar is
Lots of things are happening,
yes.
especially with the word M7, Scale 7.
Yes.
It's like it's all there.
Yes.
The ecosystem is already starting,
Yes.
and it's developing some of the best designers from Europe that could be on a global stage.
Yes. Yes, global stage, lots of people come here, they see, even some people, they might be realizing what the whole costume format is of this region. And they come here, the tourist, international tourists, luxury tourists, people come here. They really want a piece of Qatar carrying back with them in their wardrobe. So we have so many of people. Only thing is that they don't know relevantly where to get it from. So we have Harvey Nichols, Galleries Lafayette, 51 East, like lots of buyers who is supporting them. But still we need lots of places where people can worship it. Ashraf Abuiza, yes, from Blue Saloon.
Oh,
yes.
God, he's brilliant, right?
Yes,
he really is brilliant. What he does for the ecosystem also.
Yes.
But in saying what he does for the ecosystem, you've done a lot for the ecosystem now. Do you ever feel that? Or does it ever hit you that what you're doing and what you're helping to create?
I always am like obliged to Qatar. I was born here, so this is more like a soul, journey together. And when I do something with the Qatari designers, I do always feel a part of my own country, like as if maybe like a fashion patriotic feeling, something like that.
Yeah.
And about Ashraf Abuiza, yes, of course, he's doing a lot of things. He's into IT. He was on one of my events as a speaker, and he really supported lots of designers there.
He's supporting so many different people. He's given them a dream. He's given them a hope.
Yes, yes,
yes. And especially with Blue Salon, it's kind of in his brands.
Yes.
He's non-stop. He's another guy that's non-stop.
Yeah, he's doing a lot into the community. He's coming out and he's speaking about it. He's hearing to the issues. Like we, of course, have some things we have to face through. Like fashion is not, for everyone it feels that, okay, you go to a tailor, you stitch it, you put your brand name and that is fashion. No, that's totally not fashion. You have a lot of work, you have a lot of research in the stage, and then once you make the product, you have to market it very well. You have to reach the audience. You have to speak with the audience. And just like I told you, when we were doing Adima, to get sustainable, the word sustainable outside for the people to understand was first time, it was difficult. Nowadays, I feel it's oversaturated. Sometimes people just say the word and maybe they are not committed to doing it. But in Adima, when we started, Haifa and me, we were like a promissory, stage that we will not do something like that. We have to do something really that has a meaningful value. And that's one of the reasons we were, like I told you, I was in Kasan Forum and I won the award like Halal Businesswoman Award. This was based on that because it's halal. It's like something we sell on the true purpose. We want it to be a healthy lifestyle brand more than okay, how many sales you got, or how many reaches you found, or what was your revenue. No, we want each person to experience that and really understand the value of that textile that they are using through.
You spoke about your mum and how important she is. You've named the brand after her.
Yes.
Obviously, she's your inspiration,
Yes.
but who are the other inspirations in your
My
life?
father, of course.
I'm glad you said that.
He is the one who blindly believes in me. He doesn't ask me anything. He say, "You're going to do that? Okay, go do it." He never, my mother is more like a critic. Like, she will say what is there, what she felt, what she will openly say. For him, he believes whatever I does is right. So he has been, of course, like the true friend or the motivator that pushes you out there. But my mother is on the stand, like she will say, okay,
This
this
sounds a
is good.
perfect combination.
Yes.
Okay, and a person in your position, you're an influencer, you're definitely an enabler with people out there. What's the kind of, what would you say to those people that's got a job, but they've got a dream, but their job is pulling them back to their job because
Yes,
that's
yes.
what they have to do.
Yeah.
What is that message you tell to them to say, go, do it?
Yeah, I'll the same words, go do it. That is, lots of women do message me or talk with me. Even I have journalists who are on the full, day profession. They come to me, they say, I love fashion. It was something I really desired to, or dreamt of doing in my past. And I would say, why don't you do it now? Fashion doesn't have age. You can start it at any age. And it doesn't need anything to start unless you are like, okay, I'm going to make it as a business or something. You have to really try it. You have to make it. And that's when people see what you can do. Once people see what you can do, then miracles happen. They just come to you. It's just like magic. So
I love those words because I say that to everybody, especially with startups. It's like, show people how hard a worker you are. Show people your journey. Show people the development that you're going through. You'll have people queuing up to help you.
Yes.
And for zero, just because they want to help you. And it sounds like it's perfect.
Yeah, it's just, you have to do it. So you have to build a confidence that you can do it. Let's do it. Just show it off to the people. Name it, give it a storyline, and then people will really understand. They will really get to connect with you. And you don't know from where you will get I have seen many stories like that with my students when we were in VCU. So sometimes they don't expect that collections to go on board. Sometimes it's just taken by a buyer. And it has been like a learning experience throughout my life. Whatever comes through, like, it's not like you are a teacher or you're in a position and you have it all. No, you even learn from your students. So it has been a great experience working in that manner. I miss it. I really love into a teaching profession and being a mentor.
Please believe me, you've not stopped teaching. I know you're doing it constantly on a day-to-day basis. And the lives that you're touching for one purpose or the other is magnificent. And I really, truly, truly thank you so much for coming on my show
Thank you. I really
today.
appreciate your words. It's a beautiful award to be hearing it from you.
You are incredible. I know what you do because I've seen you along the road, and I'm one that just watches sometimes. Yes, I can talk a lot, but sometimes I like to just watch and listen to what these people are actually following through. And everything you spoke about today, I've seen your stuff in action, and you are an incredibly gifted young lady. And I'm really proud to know you, and I'm glad to call you as my friend.
Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you.
You're brilliant. I hope you enjoyed this podcast this week, from an inspirational guest to somebody that's teaching you a lot of things about how you can change and adapt to the things that we spoke about today. All you've got to do is you've got to believe. I'll say it week in, week out. Just believe in your ability to make those differences. And when you do start making those differences, the journey that you go on is unbelievable because you'll take it step by step, but you'll have those moments in your life that will mean everything. And before I finish, I want to thank Workington. Without Workington, they gave me the platform to be able to work in this wonderful studio, to interview so many wonderful guests, to be able to look after me from behind the camera and to get me in order. And without that, and without taking this forward, we can't have wonderful guests on our podcast to give you the insights on how to become just as good as they are. So thank you, everybody. Thank you to our guests today. You are magnificent. Steve. Thank you to everybody. Thanks for listening. Until next week, bye for now.